Hello teacups, what's brewing? We've had quite the couple of days with Chantal. I was very back and forth over whether I should do this react because I simply didn't know where to start and which video to react to. For those of you who maybe have not had a chance to catch up, I haven't completely caught up, but she did a street foods mukbang where she did a Q&A. I very nearly reacted to that because I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of the ideas she has for where she sees herself in 5 years and continuing with YouTube and things like that, and how her plans and her actions aren't really connecting. Maybe I should do a react after all for that. We'll consider. And then she put out the one we're reacting to today, which is the Taco Bell mukbang, I Am Stressed Out. And she also put out a 3-hour live while I was sleeping last night. I was like, dudes, I cannot with all this. I watched some of the live while I was working out this morning. I had it running in the background. I'm only about an hour into it, but it doesn't seem to be talking about anything. If there is anything really important that comes up later, I might go on and watch it and finish watching it, but it doesn't seem to be. And I've overdosed a lot on her the last couple of days. So if there's anything really big I should know about, please let me know down below. But I don't think it's worth condensing down for the information that appears to be in it. But the Taco Bell mukbang, I Am Stressed Out, is where we finally landed. It's a doozy. Now, bear in mind, she had done the mukbang before with the street food, but then she had put a community tab post up saying, basically, I don't owe you an explanation, but I'm still learning intuitive eating, and that's what I wanted. And look, I had this really healthy meatball thing later, so, you know, balance and it works. And I've got some things to say about that, but we'll get into it during this react, I think, which is why I eventually went into this react, so we can talk about both things. But anyway, let's get started and we'll get there.
Hey guys, oh my gosh.
So it says, I was eating some black olives and I think some stayed in my teeth, lol. So that's quite the presentation. But so before she ate this, she clearly started eating things around her house. She was probably having some cravings. She went for the olives. I'm wondering how many she had. And also, if you're going to turn the camera on, brush your teeth maybe.
Stressed to the max. My tacos are soggy. One of those days. The thing with getting tacos is they get soggy really quickly and fall apart at the bottom.
That does
so
not
if you don't
sound
like
pleasant.
messy eating, well, you know.
I love she don't like messy eating, and then as she says that, the subscribe button comes up. I mean, anyone who's not completely new to your channel kind of knows what they're getting at this point, let's face it. Soggy tacos does not sound fun in any sense of the word, though. Like, is that what you were intuitively craving right now? Because you started this by saying you're stressed. You've got it in your title. So this seems like a clear case of emotional eating right here. And we'll see how far she gets into intuitively passing it off, but I've got some things to talk about with that.
This probably isn't going to be the video for you. All right.
She sounds pretty hopeless
So I have Taco Bell today. I'm craving Taco Bell so bad. So I have
all these little edit things she's putting in. What's that, you guys?
nachos. All right. And nacho cheese sauce.
Oh, that cheese sauce.
For the stuff.
It looks like melted yellow plastic.
Is this good? There's like brown on it. Garbage.
Okay.
There's like brown spots on it. Hi, sweetie.
That doesn't sound very good.
Sweetie. They come as soon as I start eating. All right, so
yeah, they come for the food.
I'm stressed out, guys. I got a beefy
happened?
burrito. I'll tell you what's in it when I bite into it. 2 Doritos Tacos Locos, or whatever they're called. And some hot sauce. They gave me mild. Okay. Nacho Supreme.
I'm assuming you could have specified hot if you'd wanted to.
Can you tell I'm in a mood?
Oh. Yeah, you are in a mood, but putting that sauce over those nachos did not improve how it didn't look particularly appetizing to begin with, but So she's in a mood. She's stressed out about something. She's choosing to eat instead of dealing with it, but which is something, as I understand it. Okay, so I'm not an expert in intuitive eating, yeah, but I have a lot of experience with emotional eating. I wouldn't have got as fat as I got during COVID if I didn't have some experience with emotional eating, yeah. And she does tend to gravitate towards food in a lot of situations, particularly when she's got some negative emotions she's dealing with. We've all seen her rage mukbangs, where she tends to go for McDonald's. So she's stressed out. She did mention in a previous video, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, that, the last one I reacted to, that her grandma was in hospital, and I think she's meant to come home today. I think it was. So I can imagine it's been a little bit stressful for her, and I can imagine her grandma did do part of the work raising her for a while. I think she got kicked out of her mum's house. She went and lived with her grandma for a bit, or on a friend's couch, maybe. Something along those lines. I understand her mum was a pretty young mother. Her grandmother's been a large part of her life. And she does, for all we can talk about, well, how much can she really look after her grandma? She does mention her a lot. She does tend to visit her. Tends to bring her groceries, what have you. She has concern for her. And it can't be a good thing to have the grandma in hospital right now. So I can believe she's got some legitimate emotions. But with her currently learning about intuitive eating, I would say the fact that she can identify them so readily should have her looking into other ways to deal with it. But let's keep going.
All right. I think I'm just hangry. I waited way too long. Oh, they're all soggy. Look at this.
You said they were soggy.
Won't even come off the wrapper.
Oh, gross. That does not look good at all.
Let's give you a beauty bite.
Oh, really? Must we?
Beauty bite.
Ugh.
There goes your beauty
Oh, wow. That is super soggy.
bite.
Look at
Okay.
it. Oh, don't
I'm gonna eat this.
that. It's gross. Okay. Is this what your body is intuitively craving, though? You're saying that it's soggy and it's not going to be very nice? Like, surely not.
No napkins. You know,
I ordered
still tastes
600
very good.
napkins. Jesus. You could just eat like a person.
so I just have a lot going on in my life.
I'd like some more examples, because grandma's a
Don't
big
judge
one,
me.
but
Hi, sweetie.
if you're going to turn on the camera, you should talk about it. You don't have to, but if you're going to present this as a video where you're stressed, people are going to want to know.
I guess I shouldn't even bring it up because it's stuff I don't really want to talk about.
Well, yeah. This is like vague posting on Facebook, oh, such a tough day, and then just being like, oh, I don't want to speak about it. Then don't turn the fucking camera on. If you're gonna binge on Taco Bell because of your feelings, I understand that. I've done that, maybe not Taco Bell, but I've done reaching for food over dealing with emotions 100%, and it's a really difficult thing to unlearn. It's a really difficult thing to engage with, because it's just easier to shove it down with food. But as I understand it, it's a really important part of intuitive eating, like recognizing when your craving for food comes from an emotion and dealing with the emotion instead of adding the food. And she's clearly not doing that at all here. But if you're not willing to talk about it, I mean, this would have been a really good time to contact the therapist she said she's seeing and being like, something's happened in my life and I'm really struggling with this. Can we talk? And she might not have been able to talk to her at that point, but that would be a great option. Or if she sees YouTube as therapy, as much as that's a problem, because we're not therapists and we're not a great environment for her, then at least talk about it here. No one is, and I'm sure she'll come out like, I don't have to talk about this, I don't have to justify it. You don't. But if you're going to turn it on and you're going to mention it, don't be surprised when people are like, hey, why aren't you telling us then?
is pretty personal.
Okay, so don't talk about it. You have that option. I think it's more damaging to not deal with it, but you have that option.
It's just that's why I'm stressed out.
Okay, is the Taco Bell gonna help you?
The Doritos tacos are the best. Yay or nay?
That does not look like a good example of a taco to anybody. Is her cat licking her coffee machine behind her? Ugh.
My fridge is making all these weird noises. I hope it doesn't crap out on me.
Oh, was that her fridge? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, be careful. But she rents, doesn't she? Can't she just call the maintenance department? I mean, that's what I did. I had a problem with my fridge and I called my landlord and I was like, help, please. And he came and fixed it.
Drink. KFC.
KFC.
Baja Blast.
Oh, you have the joint ones in I was gonna say in America, in Canada. I think in America as well, where you have KFC on one side and Taco Bell on the other.
I've only had this once.
She doesn't seem to like it.
It's pretty good.
Oh, really? You want to tell your face? Because you don't seem impressed.
You're a good girl.
My
She's a
stomach
spectator.
is rumbling so loudly. I hope it's not picking up.
All right. Let's have some nachos. Nachos. For the dry ones, we have the cheese. Can you bite?
Doesn't look good. And that cheese looks like it's so thick it's beginning to solidify as well, which I don't think is going to improve it.
I thought I would eat.
That face. Okay, so she's doing her thumbnail here, because that's the thumbnail we had on the front of this. But that expression, I just thought I'd eat. Come at me, haters. And I'm like, she just baits people with it. Like, come, I dare you to question me. Bitch, I'm going to question it. Like, I just thought I'd eat. Well, why did you think that? Okay, why did you feel the need to? What are you dealing with right now? Let's talk about it, sweetheart. Let's deal with the emotion, and then you won't put 2 people's worth of Taco Bell in your face.
And chill.
You think she would have warned people she was doing a thumbnail there instead of just having her stare into your soul?
Like Netflix and chill, but Taco Bell and chill?
I don't know if you know what Netflix and chill actually means, but don't know what your plans are later, but I don't think anyone's going to want to be doing with you after the Taco Bell.
Later. So we got our HelloFresh. We're having this later.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Also,
again, another question though. So HelloFresh, she's ordered it. I like HelloFresh as a delivery service. My sister got it for a while. I think, is it HelloFresh in the UK or is it a UK equivalent, if not HelloFresh itself? But I think it was. And my dad and my stepmom also had it for a while. And they seem great. I mean, you can make the meals, but if you just want it to be easier, you want to try some new things, whatever, there are reasons to get it. But she claimed in her last street food mukbang she was still on intuitive eating, and you know, shove it, haters, because I was intuitive eating, because look, I intuitively ate this healthy dinner afterwards. So if she's still saying that, even though this is clearly an emotional binge, whether she admits it or not, then is HelloFresh intuitive? Can you happen to intuitively want the things that are on that menu? It doesn't seem to connect in with it. It's not that I find HelloFresh to be a bad thing. I am a little bit concerned for her in the sense of she's tried HelloFresh before, and she ended up admitting, if any of you remember this, she cooked the meals and then ate the meals all at once. And she said she changed her outfit, and then she ended up releasing the video, I think the same day, if I'm remembering correctly. She released 2 videos eating the food, and it was double portions. I had a problem with it when I was reacting to it last time. I was like, why are you eating both portions at once? And she admitted that she changed her clothes and she was going to present it like she'd eaten it a different day, and then she copped to it and didn't do that. And she admitted that the steak sandwiches, which was her third meal, were already gone. So she ate 3 different HelloFresh meals in double portions, so 6 meals total over the course of a day, because she struggles with having food there ready, and if it's there, she wants to eat it. So I'm concerned for her being on this program of eating, just because it's something that she didn't succeed with before. But HelloFresh as a meal service, the meals are fine. You know, they're healthy, they're balanced. If she doesn't end up eating all 6 of them, they would be easier for her. I don't have a problem with the subscription, but I think she's going to have a problem with the subscription.
I have this. Doesn't that look good?
Oh, that does look quite good.
Cheesy, creamy basil pesto cheese tortellini pasta.
Nice.
With bacon. And hoisin glazed pork meatballs.
Ah, well, that explains a lot. She must have got this delivery yesterday, because the healthy meal she showed us after the street food was a meal very similar to this. It was just the vegetables, and then she said turkey meatballs. Whether it was actually those, maybe, or it had this kind of weird green bean edamame combination for her stir fry. But she probably got the idea from here if it wasn't one of those meals, because she didn't show the rice, I don't think. But I don't know. I think she's going to have a lot of trouble with this.
Now in the future, I limited the pork recipes because they have a lot of them, so I wanted to see what else they had. You know?
I find it so funny that she's talking about her HelloFresh meals while pounding Taco Bell.
So I'll probably film making one. Now, I'm not affiliated with HelloFresh, but I think I have a link.
She does. It's in her
if you use my link, you get 40% off.
This is a link it gives to everyone. To her credit, she does acknowledge that. But if you sign up through her, she gets money off her boxes. So it makes sense that she wants people to sign up, because then she gets it for free for a while. I imagine if she got enough referrals, she would maybe get a sponsorship. But would HelloFresh want her sponsoring her?
Sign up for yourself. You'll get a link for to give people $40 off if they sign up using your link. Then you'll get $40.
Any referrals get you $25 credit towards your next box. Okay.
Towards your meal kit. Now my meal plan, 3 meals a week is $70.
That does seem expensive. I mean, it's 2 portions per meal, so it's actually 6 meals. So I guess maybe not, but you could get a lot of groceries for that. But it's more the convenience she's looking for, so if it works.
And it sounds expensive, but
It does.
Some people can be happy just like eating. You know, some people's grocery bill is like $30 a week, but they're a single person and they don't really care about food. Like, they'll just, for them, it's just sustenance. Like, they'll just buy a box of macaroni and cheese.
She has a very peculiar way of thinking in terms of us and them, and what normal people do with food and how they don't really care, and you know. And I find it so bizarre. Like, you can eat on a budget and still care about food. Now, do I think $30 a week is a little bit low? Yeah, I'd probably spend a bit more than that. But it doesn't mean that I don't care about food. And if I was spending less, it wouldn't mean that I didn't care about food. It would just probably be a less wasteful grocery shop than she does. I've been planning my meals recently, and it's been making it a lot easier because I feel like I'm using all of my groceries. And so I'm wasting less money with it. I'm buying things that maybe are a bit more expensive, but I'm wasting less money. And I like that. But she's got a very odd view of what she thinks normal people eat and how she thinks normal people eat and think about food, which just shows her complete lack of understanding of it, because she's never had an easy relationship with food. She's always thought of it in a disordered way.
Mr. Noodles, like really cheap stuff, like beans and potatoes.
No. You can live on a budget and still eat a good balanced meal.
I need to try different things, have fun with my meals, enjoy them.
You can do that if you're willing to make an effort. If you're willing to look at recipes, if you're willing to shop around, if you're willing, you know, there's a limit, there's a point at which, and I don't begrudge anybody this, that you're really short on money and you eat what you can get. There is a point at that, but I don't think that's what she's talking about here.
I'm Foodie Beauty.
Pounding Taco Bell, I wouldn't lay claim to either of those words at the moment.
These are really good, by the way. As you can tell.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. They look hideous. They look like your cat vomited on those nachos.
Try this. It's a new burrito. It has like beef, creamy chipotle ranch, rice. So yeah, so it's good for HelloFresh. Is good for. Let's dip it in the cheese sauce.
Oh, well, that's
Beauty
not.
bite.
Oh, I'm trying not to be too judgmental about it, but no.
So good. And so if you want to try different meals, get creative. They have such really good things. Like I saw just so many different things. They have something for everybody. They have vegetarian meals.
I've gone and looked at their website. It looks good, and they do have a lot of choice.
They do have
like you're paying for the convenience,
also
but
Beyond Meat now.
it is convenient.
Mhm.
Again, talking about Beyond Meat while she puts sauce on a Taco Bell burrito is really a mental disconnect there, I think. I would say also, if you're a single person, you're getting 2 meals per recipe. So technically, if you get 3 meals for 2 people, you've got most of your week's dinner there. It's still a little on the expensive side if you look at the actual content of the meals, but that's, nearly a whole week's dinners is something I'd maybe consider if I just wanted something easy that would show up and save me shopping and,
If you're into that, I'm going to try one someday.
Oh, wipe your mouth, sweetheart. It's
But
here.
at least 2 of the 3 meals, I'm going to make sure it's something Pete likes too. So it is kind of pricey, but at the same time, if you add up all the ingredients,
I should point out, I have my doubts over whether she's going to be so considerate as to share this with Pete's. Now, it seems like she's paying for it, so she doesn't need to share it with Pete's, but I think it's a way just to try and slide past the fact that prior to this, she did have a lot of trouble eating portions as they were supposed to be eaten in the time frame they were supposed to be eaten in.
people who
Like, no, she's going to give
like
some
to
to
have a
Pete's.
recipe, all your stuff is prepackaged right down to measurements.
She really wants people to buy this so she gets some money off.
It's delivered right to your door.
She needs to wipe her mouth. Oh, she said she had no napkins, didn't she?
To me, it's worth it. If I do have a link, I'll put it in the description. And if you get your first basket free,
She knows
can't
she's
go
got a
wrong.
ring.
And what you can do too is they have an app on your phone. Shows you the menu like 5 weeks ahead. So you can pick your meals and just one button, skip this week. You can skip as many weeks as you want to. So you can only, if you only want to do once a month, then you only have to do once a month. You can only pick 1 meal a week, which is even way cheaper.
1 meal a week doesn't necessarily feel worth it, I don't think. I'm like, for 1 meal a week, I'll just cook it myself.
So that's what I like about it. I like doing these videos because
They're easy.
it's taking my mind off of like my real situation, my real life right now.
Okay. So to me, that's pure 100% emotional eating. Like, you can give it a hat and a fake mustache and you can call it intuitive eating, but it's an emotional binge. That's what this is. And she'll swear up and down blind that, oh, it's not a binge because I eat a lot more of binges and I'm more ashamed of them when I do them off camera. But she doesn't need this food right now, and she's eating it because of her emotions, because she wants to forget about her anxieties. And we've seen this in her a lot. We have talked about before on this channel when she hasn't done it for a while actually, but when she would go for her long drives and she's like, oh, I just love to drive. And I always said, well, no, you love the food you get when you drive. And that's a huge element of it. But also the act of driving means she's not present in her permanent place. She's not present in her life almost, because so long as she's in the car, she's away from it. And that's a really big thing with her. Like, she doesn't like her life. She's constantly trying to escape the pressures of her life. And food is just another escape for her. It's just another rabbit hole to go down into. And so long as she's got it, she's not dealing with her other things. But how she can sit there in the last video and in this video and talk about it being part of emotional eating because she was craving it. Like, she takes it as I feel this way and I'm craving this food. When actually it's I feel this way, so I'm craving this food. And she doesn't take them as connected at all, even when she presents it like this. Or she obviously does realize they're connected, otherwise she wouldn't have been like, I'm stressed out. But she won't deal with them as a connected issue. And so long as she refuses to do that, she's really going to struggle to progress. It's a lot of slopping. I think I'm out of coffee and I don't have my water. Man. Just slopping. You going to say anything else? How she can eat with no napkins like this, I just don't know.
Just a lot of things, you know. Happens in life.
It does, but it does, and it happens to everybody in life. So something to bring up with your therapist and perhaps with your dietitian if they're working in tandem is like, what can I do in these moments? Probably more the therapist than the dietitian, but the dietitian could perhaps come up with some things that she could grab when she wants something. So for example, I was finding that when I was eating out of a negative emotion, I was always reaching for something really crunchy because I was anger eating and I wanted that crunch, crunch, crunch. Whereas when I was feeling bad for other reasons, I'd want more comfort food. I want something soft and slow, like mashed potato, pasta, melted cheese. And trying to come up with things that could replace that sensation, but in a healthier way, was sort of a first step towards trying to find a healthier way to deal with it entirely.
Hi.
Ah! She hasn't wiped her hands. She doesn't have napkins. It's going to be all greasy and gross on her cat, and she's going to pick up her food again. Guys, I hate this so much.
She's a good girl, so.
Is she going to put her hand in these treats?
And how do you keep your fingers so svelte? Your fingers so svelte.
Guys, if she picks up her food again after this, I'm going to
my
stick in my
fridge.
mouth a little bit. Don't do it.
Do you ever buy things to eat or make?
Please don't.
You get all motivated and you think over and over, I'm gonna eat healthy, so I'm gonna eat things that I don't even really like. You ever do that?
Yes, I'm so distracted. The cat hair, the cat treats, bare hands, unwiped. Okay. We gotta move on. Yes, I do. Sometimes I buy things that are better for me that I won't enjoy as much. And there is a balance there between if you feel entirely deprived because you're eating nothing you like, that can, as she has argued many a time, lead to you eventually just snapping and eating everything you like. But working on a balance is an important thing, and she's obviously not trying very hard at the moment, but when you're coming up with that balance, there can be some trial and error.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how the food graveyards end up being a thing.
So, does that mean she just likes
I know
nothing
Caitlin
healthy?
Just talk about. But there are things that are healthy that I do enjoy.
So buy those?
But
Wait.
sometimes I don't.
But are they really healthy, or do you just think they are? Because that's a big difference as well.
know why. I buy things that are like gross.
Like vegetables.
Like vegetables I don't like.
I didn't think she was actually
Or
going to say
chia
it.
seeds. It's not that I hate chia seeds, it's just...
And this is the problem with her being so in tune with Instagram and social media and the hype of health food, is that she'll pick fashionable things to be healthy. She'll pick fads instead of looking at, okay, well, how can I use the stuff I do like in a healthy way?
The texture. I don't know. They're just like, our bodies are so like messed up. Our bodies
Not everyone.
are programmed to like be attracted to foods that are not the best for us, right?
Yeah.
Foods that bring us pleasure, like healthy food, like vegetables and fruits, they don't really trigger that response in your brain that junk food does. But yeah.
I imagine if you were hungry enough, they would. But we live in a time of plenty when we're designed for a time of famine. You know, we're designed to not starve. So it is a difficult thing, but her life is so littered with takeout and so littered with these types of foods that are designed to make you want more, that she's going to struggle with it a lot more, but she refuses to take those foods out of her life. So what more can you do really to argue it? Like, your body's messed up because you're using this. Well, then stop using that. And I realize it's not as simple as saying, well, just stop, because there's no just in that for her. But yeah, so long as you include this, it's going to be harder.
The healthy food is what we should be eating. That's what's good for our bodies. You know what I mean? It's like a weird...
You can have a balance, just what you're doing isn't
What would you
balance.
call that?
Ugh. Jesus, woman.
Catch 22? What are you doing?
Just eating the treats you put on the counter. And...
I keep getting calls from this one telemarketer. And you could tell it's a telemarketer because when you answer, go, hello. You can hear a call center noise, and then it takes like a few seconds for them to get the message through their earphones or whatever. Yes, Miss Chantal. No Chantal here. Sorry. No. I mean, I would think I would be more sympathetic to telemarketers since I used to do that. I think I told you guys about that.
Okay, guys, I've stopped the video there. She goes on to tell a not particularly interesting story about getting fired from a telemarketing job and how she should be more sympathetic to telemarketers because she worked there and her usual crap. So it wasn't that interesting, and I've decided not to react to that part. Didn't have much to say. So here we are. She's eaten the Taco Bell. Like I said, I don't know if she addressed it in the live. I've got to finish watching that. But I think so long as she's got this catch-all of I was craving it, and it's dangerous not to give in to cravings because I'm intuitively eating, then she's screwed. Like, if all intuitive eating is doing for her is justifying binging, or let's start before she starts reeing, starts justifying the things she's choosing to eat now, the takeout. She said she wanted to eat less takeout, which is a completely sensible thing to do, and I've seen her eat it, every time she's put the camera on thus far. Obviously, there's been no reduction there. She has ideas that could be really good for her, and she just doesn't follow through with them, and that's always been an issue. I was hoping with the addition of some professionals, she might start to make some changes, but she is still very, very early in the process with those professionals. And particularly, this is not to badmouth her therapist, because God knows, one, if she exists, or two, if Chantal is actually doing the things that her therapist is telling her. But there are differences between different therapists and their approach. It could be that this therapist has got a perfectly good approach and it's not working with the full amount of information of Chantal's issues. It could be that she is, and she's just promoting a course of eating that is not going to work for her. Sometimes you need to look around for doctors. Sometimes doctors don't work out for you. And this doesn't seem like it's going to be successful for her based on what we're seeing so far. That being said, therapy is hard. And sometimes for a while, your reactions, because they do stir up emotions, your reactions, because you haven't learned to cope differently yet, will just become more pronounced for a while. It gets better before it gets worse before it gets better. because it stirs up emotions. Now, she hasn't mentioned going back to a therapist more than twice, so I don't know what that's doing. It's still very, very early. Because if the first time was a consultation and the second time is just getting a general history, they probably haven't broken down much at the moment. But she's clearly having issues or dealing with a lot of emotions surrounding the issue with her gran. I don't know if it was this video or a previous video or what, but they're keeping her gran in the hospital for a little while longer because her oxygen keeps dropping. And that has got to be stressful. So she has some legitimate worries in life, and then she has some anxieties that she allows to overwhelm her life that are within her scope to change, that she doesn't change. So I'm not sure how far that balance goes. I don't want to belittle any struggles she might be going through, because it's still the Rona, her nan's in hospital. There's a lot of stuff there that's very real and present in her life, but she's doing the same old, same old. She's dressing it up fancy. She's, giving it like a new spin. But ultimately, having the street food that she had in her previous video and then showing, no, but I'm doing a really healthy dinner. It's fine. You should all still be praising me because I have balance, is no different than saying I'm going to eat a massive thing of fast food and then I'm going to fast around it, which she has done multiple times on this channel and not succeeded with. So, I don't know. It seems like the same old to me, but we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.